Hello, my name is Max and I'm a game designer, an app developer, and a web person. In this video I'm going to wrap through some of the work that I've worked on. So for a year I was the product manager of Stress Free, which involved a lot of design, a lot of development in both Unity and web. A lot of mini games were involved, the breathing game, a Zen garden game. There was even an Oculus Rift component to it. So if you want to see all my work, please go to mrmoonhead.com/virtually-free, or I've put a link in the video description, or a button if you're looking at mrmoonhead.com below. Before that I worked at the School of Life, where I gamified personality tests into mobile websites and apps. I also converted some of the physical products, like the question cards, into digital and app form. A team and I at Kids Company built a virtual brain. It was 50p per neuron, and the money would go to an Oxford University research centre which would research the effects of neglect on a child's brain. The campaign raised over £750,000. This is an app I made for the Mindfulness in Schools project called .b for iPhone and Android devices. It's a timer, and it's also got audio-led therapy. I worked for Mind and helped set up Elephant in the Room app. It's an anonymous board for people to talk about their mental health issues in private. I worked quite closely with Google to help integrate Google Hangouts into it so people could talk to their therapists on a one-on-one basis. The system was transformed so people could dial into lectures in a MOOC style. They also kept their work in a handy online journal which I made. This work was also adapted into a mood badge where people could track their mood from anything between terrible and feeling great. It was developed with Arduinos and built within Entrepreneurs First. Here's some of the front end you can get on the web or on the app. Before that, I was a teacher. I taught code to underprivileged kids and big corporates in a company called Freeformers. I co-developed a homework digital mission site where people could pick up missions and do them at their own time. This is my first startup, Boxticks, where people would do once-in-a-lifetime adventures and fill out their bucket list. A couple of hackathon submissions now. This one was called Demon Dialogues, where you can simulate a dialogue going down the pan and you can fix it. This is another hackathon I won. This one was about finding work in 2014. The idea is you do a character tome from D&D, so people stat out what kind of work they want, what kind of stats they need, and then that goes out onto the networks, and essentially it builds you an online CV. This is my latest hackathon win from the time I'm making this video, and I realize these graphics aren't mine. This was for a vanilla games hack. You have 3 days remaining on planet Earth. How do you spend that time? With your wife, with your work, or getting cozy with the receptionist? So it's all about that kind of social dilemma. Huxley's Parrot is an iPhone app I made where it's all about putting the phone away and getting face-to-face with people. So it's actually an app that's targeting phone addiction, and people compete to see how long they can not use their phone. Before that I made the website Black Dog Tribe, which is a mental health community website where people join their tribe. It's now owned by Sane and doing very well. And I started my whole technical web career out at M&C Saatchi building these products for Jameson. This is a virtual Twitter pet called a Twet, and all sorts of clients like the Olympics for BBC. Before I knew any code, a physicist from Southampton University, I did my master's at Goldsmiths, which was all about game programming. This story here actually got picked out in Wired. I did a lot of motion capture work while I was there. Even though I did night school all the way through uni, I speak very, very little Japanese, but that didn't stop me from making Hiragana Pong, a Japanese learning game. Lots of physics in Unity. And this was a 2D side-scrolling game made in an extracurricular class I started in Goldsmiths, the Game Society. It's a 2D survival horror called Extraction Point. I developed Bob's Coma, which is a man who falls into a coma and the trauma that can come out of that. That was done in Unity and C#, and this is a game that uses OpenCV and the Kinect camera, where you get the crazy train from one side of the track to the other. Here's some 3D level art and a ray tracer I made. Finally, here's EQMario, which is a game about how you can use emotional intelligence to get through the Mushroom Kingdom instead of violence. And available on my website at mrmoonhead.com. youtube.com/EQMario. Give it a go. So that's most of what I've done. If you've got any questions, please email me at maxby@gmail.com. And to see what's next, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Moonhead. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching and checking out my stuff.